This program is sponsored by Newcastle County Government.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Reuben's Indian Kitchen. In the immortal words of Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker in Spider-Man 2, it's pizza time. I got my man Nick V from Kozy Korner. What's up, man? Thanks for coming on the show.
Yep.
Nick is putting out some of the best pies I've had in Delaware. Nick, can you just talk about what you're doing and like what we're going to be cooking up today?
Yeah, so thank you for having me down today, Reuben. Today we're going to show you a Detroit-style pizza. And you might be asking, what's a Detroit-style pizza? But it's a regional pizza that's really popular in the Detroit area, but I decided to try it out here in Wilmington, and it's been going good. So today we're going to show you.
Yeah, and I'm going to be pairing that with just a really light, fresh salad with a Reuben's Indian Kitchen twist. It's going to kind of have some flavors of chaat masala, which is like a street kind of seasoning that we use for some food out there. I'm going to make kind of a Thai vinaigrette with some Indian flavors in there. But what's the first thing we need to do, I guess, would be the dough?
Yeah, so first off, I'm going to show you the dough. So here we have the flour mixture, and I'm gonna put a little bit of yeast in it. So I'd probably say about half a package.
So you use dry yeast?
Yeah, I use active dry yeast. This will help you. This is something that everybody has at home. So this is something you can go along with at home as you watch the episode today. So I'm gonna just stir it up a little bit. We temperatured the water right before this, so we are good to go. So you pour the yeast in, and I'm gonna show you how to hand mix dough today. So no need for a mix or anything. You want to move all around, incorporate the water, the yeast, and the flour. And eventually, when you get everything mixed together, you'll want it to just sit, and you want to sit for like 15 minutes. And what that will do is called auto-lease. And you're just letting the dough sit and let it hydrate. That way you can mix the salt and any other ingredients that you need afterwards. So
what is Detroit style? And like Chicago style is deep dish, right?
Yeah.
So what is the difference between like a deep dish and the Detroit? Because to me they look very similar.
Yeah, so like a Detroit style, like I've been getting that question a lot, recently. I just tell them it's like a Sicilian pizza on steroids. So basically, like it's like a Sicilian pizza with just cheese all around the crust, and it's basically like as people describe it, it's like a fried, like a fried pizza almost. But the cheesy edges, like a lot of people love it, and it's really good. So
there's cheese on the bottom of it? Is that what you're saying?
Or just so there's like cheese on the sides,
okay.
like as a crust.
So it goes all the way up, all the way across the whole dough.
Yeah, all the way across.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So now you were telling me a little bit about yourself, like why you started getting into pizzas. Just tell the people at home, while we're doing this, like how you got into pizzas, like why, like pizzas are kind of called out to you, and just everything like that, man.
Yeah, so I've been interested in pizza for about 2 to 3 years now. When I moved back from California, one of the number one things I missed was like Italian food back home. As in California, there wasn't much of it. So first thing I did was I wanted to go work at a pizza shop. And I worked there for about a year and a half, and eventually, I started venturing out and trying to pizza spots, and I went for the past year and a half, I went to 80 different pizza places, all around.
What was your favorite one you went to? You think?
My favorite one, there's so many. I don't want to exclude anybody, but I say my personal favorite pizza is Pizza John and Manayunk. The grandma pizza. The
grandma's pie, man. Yeah. I'm a fan of the grandma's pie. I like that Sicilian, big, square. Are you a corner piece guy or a middle piece guy?
I'm a
corner piece, right? It's the only way to go. It's like the brownie. You got to get a corner piece.
Yeah.
So what's the next step we got to do here with your dough?
Yeah. So basically, you're gonna let the dough sit, and eventually it'll come out looking like this. So here we have the dough right here, and eventually, depending on how many days you want to ferment the dough. When it's ready to go, you put it in the pan, you start dapping it out. It'll take a couple hours because it has to rise in the pan and whatnot, but I'm telling you, it'll be worth it in the end. So now this one's been ready to go. It's been sitting for a little bit.
So what does fermenting the dough actually do for your dough?
Yeah, so like for like dough, there's different flours. Obviously, you got like 00, all-purpose, bread flour, and they all have different protein ratings, like different protein amounts. So the higher the protein, the longer you want to ferment the dough for. So for the dough, I personally use it's like high in protein.
Okay.
I usually do it for like 2 to 3 days, and that gets the best flavor out of it.
Do you recommend a certain type of flour that people use?
Yeah, so like,
or is all-purpose
like
okay?
Yeah, so I like here in America, like I'd say like definitely go with like unbleached flour. You know, like one thing I was studying regarding pizzas is that if you look at Italy, they don't bleach the flour, they don't do anything like that, and they're all lean. So here in America, like if a Pillsbury was over there in Europe, it would be banned, and that's, if you think about it, that's not
So
not
this
good.
has been sitting for 3 days?
It's been sitting outside of it, but I just put it in the pan for about 3 to 4 hours this morning.
Okay.
Yeah, so
See all the bubbles and stuff, guys?
yeah, so it's active, and it's ready to go in the oven. And I'm excited.
So it's a pretty wet-looking dough, too.
Yeah, so like there's different like you can like if you're like starting off and like you want a hand mixed dough or anything, I recommend starting with like a lower hydration amount. Like obviously, like once you learn how to like manage a dough and really learn how to like do it, then you can start like creeping up in the numbers.
Yeah.
And with a higher hydration, like you get the lighter. It's really light and like.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I never heard that word like hydration until like when I started getting into bread baking.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, it's 2%, like 90% hydration. I was like, I don't know what any of these words mean until I was like, oh, it makes sense when you think about it. It's like the amount of flour you have.
Yeah.
You do. So what's the percentage that you're using here for your?
So this one, I'd say that this one today, it's about like the 70 range, or like 70%. Like I've tried it with 100% before. It's like it's all right, but I mean it's not like there's effective ways to do it. I just haven't found the effective way for 100%
Gotcha.
hydration yet. But I really like the amount I'm at right now, so like
Okay.
I'm going to continue using this amount for now.
So what's the next step with the pizza?
Yeah, so like it's all set to go, and we got the oven preheated. So we're just going to throw it in here.
Yep, we have the oven preheated to 100 degrees. We have the rack right in the middle.
Yeah, I recommend like the lowest rack. I recommend like getting used to your oven and seeing like how it cooks on like different temperatures, different settings. And
So why pre-cook the dough? Is it kind of like pre-cooking your pie dough, kind of like the same concept?
Yeah, so like par baking the dough. I recommend it sometimes as like a lot of to be honest, like a lot of your favorite pizza places, they will par bake the square pizza dough because one reason is that if I put all the ingredients on top, it'll collapse. It'll get burnt. It'll be raw. So like it's not the best it could be, and there's nothing wrong with par baking some dough.
Right, and you can get these pans like right on Amazon and stuff.
Yeah, so this is called a Lloyd pan. Here's also the lid for it. You just goes right on top. I really recommend them. You can also use the Choice Style Pizza Company pans. You can find them online. They use like a different material than this. They're called blue steel. That's like authentic, like the Choice Style like pizza pans.
Oh, blue steel, like Zoolander.
Yeah.
Like Zoolander's signature look, blue steel.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got the dough in the oven, and that's going to bake for how long?
It's gonna bake for about like 8 to 10 minutes.
8 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you have one that's already kind of done.
Yeah. Yep.
So while you're doing that, while that dough is baking, I'm going to put together our little vinaigrette right here.
Awesome.
So I'm kind of using chaat masala as an inspiration. So chaat masala is just a mixture of like garam masala. I have ajwain seeds, which are very, really similar to like caraway rye seeds. I have Amchur powder, which is just dried mango, and it has a super acidic kind of quality to it. I have coriander and cumin, and then we're just going to add just some fresh coriander, some tamarind, some fish sauce that my man Gerald left over. I have some red chili flake, a little bit of brown sugar to kind of round it all out. I have rice wine vinegar and just a little bit of oil in here. So I'm going to throw all of our seasonings in here first. And I don't have a lot of salt going in there because the because the fish sauce is really high in salt. I'm also putting ginger garlic paste in there, some fish sauce, our tamarind concentrate. And this is like super strong, really, really acidic. That's why I wanted to add that brown sugar. Our coriander cumin mix, and our fresh coriander, and our vinegar. And we're gonna start blending this really slowly, and then we're gonna slowly add our oil, and we're gonna emulsify it. So I love salads. Like, salads are great, and I think a lot of people don't get salads. I think salads kind of get a bad rep.
Yeah.
For me, I think I like using fresh herbs on my salad. So while you were doing that, I was picking some fresh herbs over here. So I have just some Thai basil that I'm just gonna kind of tear. I like putting some fresh herbs right in my salads. I think it adds like a nice herbaceous bite to it. I'm also adding queso fresco. I also like using feta cheese for this as well. And I'm just kind of giving them a rough chop and tear. And then I'm also going to be pairing this with some fresh cilantro, some picked cilantro, and just tomatoes, cucumbers, and jalapenos, and that's it. It's super fresh, super light. So we're going to turn this up. We're just going to let that emulsify. You can kind of hear how that changed.
Yeah.
You want to grab a spoon? Let's taste this thing, huh, Nick?
So you get a lot of components in your little dressing here. What are you most excited for? Like, what's the best part about like the dressing here?
Personally, I think it's the tamarind. Almost kind of has like a balsamic kind of quality to it. But all like the different herbs and it really come together really, really nicely. So we're just gonna keep that right here.
I gotta say, that's amazing.
Yeah, it just has like a really nice kind of depth to it, right? And when it comes to like cutting up your vegetables for your salad, just gonna get these out of the way. I like kind of a free-form salad, so I don't like. How's our dough looking over there?
It's looking good so far.
Good?
Yeah.
So I don't like there to be like uniform kind of vegetables. I like to have different kind of textures in there. So I have an English cucumber here. I like English cucumbers because the seeds are really, really small. It's not as like abrasive as kind of a regular cucumber. The English cucumbers have a little bit more sturdiness to them. So I'm just going to cut these into strips, and I'm just going to kind of cut these on the bias so we have like really nice long strips. So Nick, what's your favorite pizza topping?
My favorite pizza topping, besides regular cheese pizza, if I were to get a topping on my pizza, I'd definitely go with sausage.
Sausage, like Italian sausage?
Yeah, how about you?
So my favorite topping is actually sausage. That's why I think, so he did a pop-up not too long ago, and it was with my buddy Andrew Cini, who does some really amazing noodle soup. Follow him on Instagram. And I got the red pie with sausage, and I got the red pie with pepperoni, and you used like a different pepperoni than I've had before.
Yeah,
I got the white pie with sausage. So talk about those different sauces you make too.
The different sauces.
Yeah. So what was on the white pie?
Yeah, so like the white pie has like ricotta cheese as your mozzarella. It has like a couple different aged cheeses, like as some people may consider them like stinky cheeses, but they're delicious.
Oh, the stinkier the cheese, the better, dude.
Absolutely. And so the white pie has like ricotta, and the red one, comes with just like tomato sauce. I think like the key to sauce is like a nice consistency. Like if you look at this, it's got a little bit of like thickness to it. It's a lot better than like watered down.
So do you use like fresh tomatoes, canned tomatoes?
So I do use canned tomatoes. I am looking into using like fresh tomatoes eventually. Just one reason I can't right now is just with this changing of the seasons, different tomatoes or different seasons.
Listen, you're talking to someone who likes to use canned ingredients like that. I think it's totally fine because again, like those like San Marzano tomatoes in the can, they're picked at the peak of freshness.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be good. What else do you add in your sauce? Like I know like people who just add just a touch of olive oil, salt and pepper, and that's it to those canned tomatoes.
Yeah, so I got like salt, pepper, oregano, a little bit of basil, and that's pretty much it for the sauce. I don't add any sugar to the dough. I don't add any sugar to the sauce.
Yeah.
It's just,
See,
like,
that was another question I was gonna ask
it's
because
just like lean, like good ingredients. Like I don't
Yeah.
want like,
I'm a firm believer that the sweetness of the sauce should come from the tomatoes and
Yeah.
not like adding any sugar. I've had some sauces on pizzas that are just like so overly sweet, like it's
like,
disgusting.
Yeah, it's like I'm also not a fan of like watering down the sauce. Like for some pizzas, like it works good because like again, it's all about the consistency. But like for the type of pizza we're doing today, the Detroit style, it's more of like a hearty pizza.
Yeah,
So,
like the dough almost kind of reminds me of like a focaccia.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's based off of. You know, it's like it's got the real light. You know, it's fluffy and it's
Yeah.
also at the same time it's crispy all around, as we'll show you in a little bit.
How's our dough looking in there?
It's looking good. Another couple minutes. Yeah,
That boy's rising though.
it is rising, so it's looking good so far. So I'll show you the next step in the dough process. So we have a little bit of salt right here. I'm just gonna put it in. We have a little bit of olive oil we're gonna add to the dough. Give it some nice flavor. You know, some places don't use olive oil, which is fine. Yeah, I definitely recommend olive oil depending on like what you're going for.
Are you like extra virgin? Should we use just regular olive oil? Like, is there a?
So I mean, like you can really use whatever you want. Honestly, like I'd recommend using some good ingredients. Like nothing beats like quality ingredients, and if you're able to do that at home, absolutely. Like I recommend like using like good quality ingredients and everything.
So with these tomatoes, I'm just using Roma tomatoes just because we're doing pizza. So I thought we should get some nice Italian tomatoes.
Yeah.
And I'm actually taking out the seeds and just a little bit of the flesh right there, and I'm keeping just the white and the regular. You guys can save that if you guys are making sauce at home. And I'm just kind of cutting it just into really nice chunks. I like really nice hearty salads. I think
Yeah.
you don't need to add lettuce and everything. I don't think salads have to be lettuces. I think you can do herb salads and everything like that. So you added salt and olive oil to that.
Yeah, I've added just salt and olive oil. Now, like if you're cooking at home, I do recommend like sometimes you could use some sugar. It gives it a little bit of browning. One thing that some pizza places add is they add honey. So that's something you might want to check out and try out because you can get some great results out of it.
So is pizza one of those things that you just kind of have to find something that's to your flavor a little bit?
Yeah, so I just same reason why people have like favorite pizza places. Like there's thousands of pizza places. We always go to like the same one or two places because that is the flavor that you are looking for. So like if you're baking at home, like it's all about you and what do you prefer.
What's like the craziest pie you've ever had?
Craziest pizza? I wouldn't actually. I got two for you. So the first one I made myself because I saw it online. It's a black licorice pizza.
Black licorice pizza.
Yeah,
Talk to me about
it was like a cheese pizza, but they put black licorice on top. And believe it or not, it tastes like vegetarian sausage. Like the funnel.
Oh yeah, like the anise. That makes a lot of sense.
Surprisingly, it wasn't that bad. So I mean, I really liked it. Check it out if you want to. Another crazy pizza I had was at Papa's Tomato Pies in Robbinsville, New Jersey. They did a mustard pie. So they put like spicy brown mustard. They put the tomato sauce and cheese, and surprisingly, it was really good.
So it was tomato pie. Talk to me about that. Is tomato pie is that pretty much a pizza?
I would somewhat consider like tomato pie to be a pizza. And there's nothing. It's more of like a regional thing. Like I tell people in California, I'll be like, tomato pie is great. They're like what that what is tomato pie? Because they don't really know it because they don't have it out there. And the next thing they say is like that sounds disgusting anyways. So like why would I want to try that?
It's crazy because when my brother comes here from Indiana, he has to get a piece of tomato pie from Serpi's.
Yeah, like tomato pie, nothing beats a good tomato pie in my opinion. I love it, and a lot of people in this area do.
Are you a fan of cold pizza? Is that something you're into?
I'm more of a fan of like hot pizza, but cold pizza, obviously if it's tomato pie, I'll do it. But like if it's like a cheese pizza and it's cold, I'm I'd probably pass or I'd warm it up. Yeah.
So our dough, is it looking pretty good there?
Yeah, so it's looking pretty good. We got about, it's probably good to go right now. We're gonna take it out.
So what are you looking for when you're par baking the dough?
So you want to make sure it's cooked and it's not like raw or anything. It's got a little bit of coloring on top, which is good. So we're just gonna let this sit here and cool a little bit of browning.
Yeah, you guys can see like the browning. That's what he's talking about, making sure it's not raw.
Yeah.
That's basically what he was talking about. And you guys can't really see it, but like on the around the edges, you guys can see where it's starting to like really get some color on the bottom.
Yeah, and like obviously like different ovens, they're gonna have different results.
Yeah.
So it's all about like really like finding the sweet spot in your oven and doing that. So so luckily today we have some dough that's cooled down and we're ready to use it. So we're gonna grab some of our cheeses.
So talk to me about cheeses on your pie. What are cheeses you like on your pie?
So I like the traditional like mozzarella, a little bit of grated cheese. For the traditional Detroit style pizza, a lot of people really preach the brick cheese. And the brick cheese, what it is basically it's like a mixture of like mozzarella and cheddar.
Okay.
I don't use any brick cheese for my pizza because it's a little bit hard to find, and also it's a little more expensive. So
okay.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put some cheese on the edges.
Wow, so you weren't kidding. You really do like touch the edges with that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like you wanna, we'll probably put a little extra today. So you wanna put the cheese on the edges. This is what will help it get its like Detroit style crust.
I see.
And then we got a little bit of oregano here. We're gonna put that on top of the par baked dough. And we have a little bit of mozzarella cheese right here. We're gonna do that. And we're gonna like trap the seasonings underneath. And we're just gonna put a little bit more of this cheese right here on top.
So it's cheese first and not sauce first.
Yeah. So like for the Detroit style, like there's been some places that like they put the cheese over top the sauce, but I'm more of a fan of like the sauce on top.
So it doesn't like, yeah, I kind of like that because it doesn't make your dough too wet.
Yeah, like honestly, I'm not like a really cheesy like cheese pizza fan. Like I like more sauce on my pizza. So with this, you can really you get the taste of the sauce, and like you can see like it's not watered down. Like it's really like it's got a little bit of chunks in there.
Yeah, it's nice and viscous.
So I'm gonna do it in like 2 landing strips. One here and then one here. It helps. If you put it in the middle, it'll sort of collapse with the when you cut it into it.
Gotcha.
So this way we're gonna do this a little bit, and then we have a little bit of extra virgin olive oil right here. We're gonna pour this all around the pizza. Beautiful.
Man, that looks great already.
Yeah, I'm excited to eat it. I haven't had this pizza in a long time, but today I'm gonna have it. So we're gonna put it on the bottom rack again. And we'll check back if.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're probably kind of tired of pizza for a little bit. Do you ever get tired of it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like 80 different places in like the past year and a half. Like it's just I don't eat any pizza today unless it's new. Like it's somewhere that I haven't tried and.
So I got something for you. So there's in Scranton, in the Scranton area, there's a pizza style that is native to that area, and it has American cheese on it.
I have somewhat seen that, yeah.
I don't know what it's called, but my buddy was telling me about it. It's like right outside Scranton, PA, and apparently it's pretty good. It's called like sheet pizza, like they cook it on a sheet pan, and I was like, dude, that could work. And I've also heard of St. Louis pizza.
Yeah.
So I think St. Louis pizza has a certain type of cheese.
Yeah, so they have
It's called
a Provel cheese.
Provel, yeah. Provel.
They put like Swiss, provolone.
Yeah, it's
American.
crazy. Yeah. So what I'm gonna add, I like heat. You guys watch this show, you guys know how much I love heat. So I'm adding some jalapenos right to it, and I'm just gonna thinly slice it. Just super thin, very, very you don't need to get huge chunks of jalapenos unless you want to kill yourself and kill your stomach. So how long from putting the pizza in the oven to it being done right now?
So from this part to the next part, so you part baked it, and now we're finishing it. I'd probably say about 10 or 12 minutes. again, like it all depends on like the temperature, you know, the oven you're using. Today we got it cooking at 400, so I like the nice slow like cook.
Okay.
But
So when you cook them at the shop at Kozy Korner, do you use like a deck oven? You use like an oven like this?
I just like a regular home oven. You know, just nothing special about it. You know, I don't have a pizza oven or anything like that. You can this is pizza. You can get a pizza like this like anywhere you want. You know, you can make it at home. You know, it's really nice.
All right, so I just threw some queso fresco right in there.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna toss some of our dressing right on top. I don't like overly dressed salads either. That's one of my things with salads. I'm not a huge fan of like overly dressed. And we're just gonna finish off with our herbs, our torn herbs. And this is a salad like I would eat like any day of the year.
Let me get a whiff of this.
There's a lot going on in this.
It's good. It's really good.
So we were talking before we got on, there's a lot of places in like Philly that do like crazy pies, and like you do kind of like the limited availability thing, right?
Yeah, so like I do a little bit of like the limited availability. Like I think the better reason, like the reason it's more like a limited availability is, you know, I'm just like a one-person operation. You know, I hand mix all the dough. I do it a couple days in advance. You know, I pick a day like for Friday. Like for Friday, I have to make it on like Tuesday or Wednesday, and I have to like predict, you know, how many pizzas I'm going to sell that day. You know, sometimes I get the right amount, and sometimes I don't. So I mean, it just
finishing off with just a little bit of salt. You need a little bit more salt on the tongue. I'm just gonna give this a nice one last little stir. Yeah. So if someone wants to get one of your pies, what are the days they can get it?
Yeah. So right now it's like Wednesday through Sunday, 5 days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights are probably the better days to get it, as there's more available. On Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so like for the Kozy Korner, it closes at 1 o'clock pretty much every day. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I extend the hours until like 6 p.m. So you can just send us a message on Instagram, or there's a number on our Facebook that you can text or call, and that's how you can get a hold of the pizza.
So I'm trying to think of some of the other stuff I saw. One of the things I saw, which I had never seen before, is the Caesar salad on top of the pie. So talk to me about that. What is that? Yeah.
Yeah. So like it's like a Caesar salad on top of the tomato pie. It's really good in my opinion. I think you should definitely check it out. A place in Philly recently, Pizzeria Padilla, owned by Joe Padilla. They had a special where it was like a Caesar salad on top of like their pizza.
Yeah.
And they put like strips of anchovies all around it to get like the Caesar effect.
And those like special anchovies too, like
like he
anchovies.
Like I had the experience of like going down there and like meeting him with a bunch of great people.
Okay.
And like, he uses like some great quality ingredients, and I love it.
Yeah, I think we were talking about that too earlier, where like a good pie is just really good ingredients. I mean, like if you get that like really crappy cheese, that shredded mozzarella in a bag that has that has cornstarch and stuff all over it, it's just gonna come out the actual.
Yeah, so even like the block, like if you're like gonna cook some pizzas at home, definitely try to go for like a block and shred it yourself, because like when the cheese is like pre-shredded, they add like other ingredients and like chemicals into it, so that way it doesn't like stick together, and it's completely different than if you just shred it yourself.
So here's the salad, Nick. Why don't you give a taste of that?
Sounds good.
Yeah, you can grab a fork from right underneath you. Tell me what you think about that guy.
I'll tell you that.
So there's a lot of flavor there. I think it's really fresh. I think you get the freshness from the herbs. So some of the techniques that I showed you with this salad, you guys can get super creative with it. You know, instead of using tomatoes, if you wanted to use another quote-unquote fruit, you guys can use peaches when it's peach season. You guys can use berries when it's berry season. The cucumber is just kind of like another fresh element. I think cucumbers go with a lot of things. The jalapeno, you don't have to do that, but I like using serranos or anything like that. The cheese is just gonna add nice creaminess to it, and like I said, the fresh herbs, get creative with those herbs, man. There's so many other herbs out there. Oregano you can put in there. So give it a taste, Nick. What you think?
Definitely say that dressing was like really good. That's like one of the best dressings I've ever had. So.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good salad. You know, nice and refreshing.
Yeah, it cuts
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, it cuts the richness of that pizza pie in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we were also talking off air about like guilty pleasure pie. So you don't have a guilty pleasure pie, which is interesting to me.
Yeah, no, not really. Like me, I want to venture and like try different pizzas. So I will, instead of going to like Domino's or
Sure.
Papa John's or someone local, I will go and find like some pizza place in middle of nowhere in Jersey and give it a try and see what it comes out like.
Yeah, so all I'm saying is when I was a kid, one of the things I looked forward to every year on my birthday was getting a personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut.
Yeah, like
That was one of my favorite things as a kid.
that's definitely one of the things like I was sort of like somewhat aiming for, like the nostalgic factor of like a pan pizza. You know, it's different.
Well, it also just has a lot more structure. I know there's some people who just are not a fan of the pan stuff
Yeah.
because they feel like it's a little bit aggressive. I love it though. I think
absolutely.
it's great. I'm just gonna. So some of our Thai basil here came with these really beautiful flowers on it. I'm just gonna throw a couple of these right on here. Just make it look pretty.
Good.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I love. I know, like one of my friends is a big fan of like Domino's. That's her go-to. That's actually David Chang's favorite pizza place. We're talking about an episode of it was Ugly Delicious on Netflix.
Yeah.
And one of the first episodes is all about pizza pies, and he goes to this guy's pizzeria in New York, and says, "You've never had Domino's?" and orders him Domino's. And was like, yeah, if you ever order Domino's to my pizza place again, he's like, you're going to be on the floor. How's our pizza looking there, man?
It's looking a little good. Taking a little bit longer. It's any minute though. It should be ready to go soon.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm just garnishing this with some fresh herbs just to kind of give it that visual of the freshness of it. I just really love herbs in my salad. Like I said, it just adds another level of freshness. I think when it comes to salads, I think too many people think about just lettuce with other ingredients in it and not really think about how complex salads can actually be.
Yeah.
A chef that I know, Robert Lullier, he wrote an article. I'm just talking about the caprese salad.
Yeah.
Caprese salad is tomatoes, mozzarella, and basil. He's like, but the key ingredient of that, the tomato, you can only get like maybe 3 or 4 months out of the year. And he's like, well, I was taking that, switching it out with fruit. Like I said, you can switch out the tomato when it's not tomato season. You can switch it out with any other ingredient that, like especially like a stone fruit, like apricots or something.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back to like mix the ingredients together.
It already looks like it's starting to like starting to change a little bit on us.
Yeah, so I'll show you the. This is the method I use. It's called the slap and fold, or like slap and fold, or stretch and fold. So basically, you get the dough, and right now you see how it is right now. It's a little somewhat falling apart. It's not really looking.
See, to me that looks like so wet, it would scare me.
It's a little wet right now, but like again, like if you start like a lower hydration amount or a lower amount, you'll have some good results. You just basically stretch it, put it on top, and then you flip it over. You come back like every 5-10 minutes, and eventually, like it'll start. The gluten in the dough will start to develop.
Oh, I can hear it.
Yeah, it's starting to sizzling a little bit.
Yeah, it's starting to sizzle. So if someone wanted to do this in like a cast iron pan, could they do that if they didn't have the pan available at the time?
Yeah, so I mean, you can use you could use any pan you want. Just like you can even make like a different type of pizza, like a pan pizza. It really depends on what you're looking for and what you have available. But like you can easily find one of these pans on Amazon right now. It's about like $31 right now. But I definitely recommend getting one and checking it out.
So what's next for you, man? Like, so you're gonna keep doing the pies at Kozy?
Yeah, so right now, like it's going fun. Like it's been a nice time. Eventually I'll grow it, and people are gonna have to wait and see to what I do next.
So someone wants to follow you and your pizzas. What do they follow on Instagram?
Yeah, so you can follow Kozy Korner. That's where I sell them at. It's Kozy Korner Delaware on Instagram. You can also check Facebook. My personal pizza page is Nick's Pizza and Other Things 302. It's just random
That's a good name.
But yeah, it's
Good name. It's right to the point.
Yeah, it's pizza and other things. So you can check it out. I'll post like random pizza pictures, and I'll even give specials or anything.
Yeah, you were talking about a dough that wasn't fermented and how it looked cooked, but it was actually still raw milk, and I thought that was pretty. So that's one of the reasons why you ferment.
Yeah, so that goes back to what I was mentioning earlier, different doughs and different protein rates with the flour. There's each dough has its own sweet spot. So that dough that was being cooked at that day should have been going for 3 days, but in reality it was only 1 or 2 days, and unfortunately it didn't.
Gotcha.
It wasn't what it could be.
All right, so we're just looking for browning all the way across the top.
Yeah, definitely. Let to heat it up a little bit.
Would you say people could broil it if you're worried about the bottom getting too burnt?
Yeah, definitely. I will say this is my first time using this oven. I probably would have gone a little higher, but I'll pull it out right now and give you guys a quick look. It's looking pretty good so far. Yeah, this is what it's looking like so far. You can see the edges it's bubbling all around, but it's got to cook for a little bit more. But
So I turned it up to 450. Is that good?
Yeah, that'll be good. Again, it's all about finding the sweet spot and the right temperature in your oven.
So do you like the white pie or the red pie? You like the red pie better?
Yeah, so originally in the beginning, I was really looking at I really like the red one, but I had the red one so much now.
Yeah.
I'm kind of tired of it. So I'll even get a chip beef pizza.
Okay.
Which
you've been doing a lot of breakfast pies over there because
it's
Kozy
Korner, pay homage to it being a breakfast place. I do some some breakfast pizzas, chip beef pizza.
Man, that is not at all what I thought that dough was gonna look like.
Yeah, so it's.
I didn't think you'd be able to lift it up like that.
Yeah.
from how wet it originally was. That's wild.
Yeah, so
so you just so what's the slap method you're talking about?
Yeah, so grab this corner and fold it in, fold it in. Grab the next corner, fold it in.
Gotcha.
And then just keep on doing that. Once you do all 4 corners, you literally just pick it up and flip it, just like that. Yeah.
Wow.
And right now it looks like a shaggy mess, but I'm telling you in 30 minutes you keep coming back after every 5-10 minutes.
So what are you looking for when you're making the dough? How do you know it's close to being done?
Yeah, so I'll show you it's called the window pane method. So you see this.
Okay.
It fell apart on me.
Right.
So that means it's not.
You still need to work the gluten.
Yeah, but once it's you can see through it and you can stretch it and really see it. That's when you know it's completely ready. So
I think we're getting close there.
Yeah, we're definitely getting closer.
So I can start to see some of the cheese on top is starting to brown. Have you worked with the wood oven pizzas and stuff? Have you worked with all those other types of ovens?
So I have a portable oven at home. It gets up to 900 degrees. It's called a rock box.
Yeah, I've seen those.
I definitely recommend checking them out. Rockbox or Uni. So I was experimenting a little bit with the super high temperatures, but I really like the square pizza for right now.
I'm gonna give this salad a taste real quick.
Yeah.
So I like to get a little bit of everything on here. Throw just a little bit of that Thai basil right on there.
Really good.
It's a really good salad.
You did a good job.
You get the heat from the jalapeno. I got the punch of that Thai basil. I got the freshness from the cucumbers and the tomato. The dressing, it has a lot of depth to it. So it has some sweetness in there. Has some of the acidity. It's a really good salad. Highly recommend you guys make this at home. If you guys want, you guys can just use olive oil and lemon juice too for your salads. That's another go-to move for me.
Yeah.
I think we're looking good here, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we're just about done now. Probably could go a little bit longer, but I think it's looking pretty good so far. So the one thing you want to look for with the pizza is you want to make sure it's like nice, brown, and crispy, like all around. So we're just gonna, there it is a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
Just gonna move the sauce a little bit more towards the edges. Is there a spatula here by chance? Sorry about that. So sauce somewhat moved to the side. One thing you really want to do when you're working with the pan pizza, you always want to make sure it's like flat in the middle.
Yeah.
Like really want to like press it out and make sure it's good.
I can't wait to guys see what this dough looks like in the middle. I think that's what I was most amazed about, was when I pulled up a piece of this dough, and you guys are going to see it here in just a little bit. The air pockets are so beautiful, and it has such great structure to it. I was honestly shocked at how light it was.
Yeah, so like people like they'll pick up the box and they'll be like wow, like this, it's got some weight to it, but if it really like once you like cut into it and like really see what's going on, you can tell that it's like really light and it's delicious. A little bit of trouble here. Once I gotta. Yes, I mean, like first time using this oven, so I'm having a little bit of trouble, but
There we go. Look at that. It came right out.
A little bit of trouble. Sorry about that, guys.
It's all right, but look how clean that pan is. I mean, there's nothing left in there.
Yeah, so like here's the pizza right now.
Oh, baby.
Yeah. So I like to cut
That was
it.
sensual.
I like to cut it first. You get usually you can go like 4 slices or 6 slices. Here we go. And then one thing I like to do, just final touch, just put a little bit more olive oil on it, give it one last flavor. Put a little bit of Parmesan cheese.
Parmesan.
Parmesan pizza. Check them out in Philly. Great pizzas. They make it out of their home. It's really good. And then we have some basil. They're just gonna shred this cheese on top, and
Oh my gosh.
Look at that!
That
Wow.
looks so good. Woo.
Yeah, so like you were saying about the inside, yeah, you can tell it's like.
I mean, guys, so you guys can just get a shot of that. I mean, first of all, you see oozing everywhere. You see like the air pockets? I want to take a bite of this so bad, but I know I will just burn the roof of my mouth.
It's a little hot right now, but we'll definitely eat it. I can't wait to eat it.
I mean, just that sauce alone and the cheese and everything on here.
Yeah, I really look for like good sauce, like some good flavor in the sauce. That's what I really look for. And
I mean, this is just what I like. Is this those air pockets?
yeah,
Man, I wish you guys could smell it too. It just smells so fantastic.
Yeah.
Just the bread itself. Now, I'm a fan of putting red chili flake on my pizza. Is that like a no-no, or is that one of the big no-nos?
so it's funny you say that because one time a guy asked me, he's like, can I get some extra oregano on the side? And I was a little disappointed because I like the pizza I make. I want to make sure that's like I packed it with flavor. This is like my pizza.
Yeah.
But for you today, use as much, use anything you want.
Yeah, see, I really just wanted to showcase his pizzas because I feel like what you're doing is doing something that not a lot of people in Delaware are doing. So thank you so much for coming on the show, Nick.
Yeah, thank you, Reuben.
Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys get a chance to make some of this pizza at home, and go check him out, guys.